Thanks for tuning in to GH Talk. I hope your week is off to a great start. In the comments of my last video, I saw that some were surprised that I didn't talk more in depth about Jason and Sam's scenes at the PCPD. I do apologize, I meant to do a video on this sooner, but last week was just a mess. It was my daughter's first birthday. I was getting over being sick. She got sick, and then we had to take her to the hospital, so there was a lot going on. Plus, I still had to go to work throughout all of this. And usually in my Sunday recaps, I like to try to be a bit more balanced. So let's talk about it. At the docs, Drew said that he remembered all the times that Jason hurt Sam. I pointed out how Drew didn't talk about all the times that Jason has made Sam feel safe and loved. Also, the statement that Drew made was completely one-sided. Sam has done her fair share to hurt Jason. On Twitter, someone had commented saying that Jason was also a punk for leaving a pregnant Sam in 2012. Sometimes I wonder if I'm watching an alternate version of GH from some of the other viewers, but I really believe it's just about perspective. I replied and I pointed out that Jason didn't leave Sam, she left him, and that they both were wrong, which is a generous statement considering the fact that Sam caused the breakdown of her marriage by constantly lying to her husband. I'm well aware of what happened to them in Hawaii, however, Sam was able to remain steadfast in their marriage and commitment to one another. Jason got sick and Sam, out of fear for his life, lied and kept the truth about Robin's apparent death from him. Jason was able to forgive her, but made it clear that he didn't want Sam to try to protect him by keeping the truth from him. Then Sam learns from Heather that Jason and Franco are twins, and that there's still a possibility that he could be the father of her baby. Now that was a devastating blow, not just for Sam, but for us fans, as we have been waiting so long for Sam to have a baby of their own. I was just watching those scenes again and it sucks so much. Now we know that Jason and Franco aren't brothers and that Jason is Danny's father. They experienced all that heartache and grief for no reason. Watching again and seeing the anguish that Sam had to endure because of what Franco did just re-solidified my disgust of him. I believe if the writers weren't so intent on pushing McBam, that Sam's pregnancy would have turned out differently. Anyway, whenever I see fellow GH fans discussing Sam 2012, it's folks going in on how Jason treated Sam badly. I just rewatched those scenes just to make sure that the opinion I maintain, I stand by it. Because Sam too treated Jason like crap and with such disrespect. She had every intention on telling Jason what Heather had told her when she went for the visit. She was understandably scared of what this could mean for their future. She ended up at Alexis's house where John McBain showed up. To Sam's credit, she asked this man to leave several times. He kept poking and prodding until she told him everything. Immediately after, Sam thought to cover her tracks by telling John that he couldn't tell anyone because Jason would be upset if he found out that she confided in him. Sam goes home and again lies to Jason's face. She maintained secret contact with McBain as he provided her with the sample of Franco's DNA and he was present when she opened up the results. Yes, Sam did not invite him there, but she didn't leave either. It's only now that Sam goes home and tells Jason the truth about her visit with Heather and shows him the DNA results. Sam's excuse for waiting to tell Jason was that she wanted to be able to soften the blow by proving that the baby was his. I'm not buying that because Sam knows Jason, and the best way to have protected him would have been to tell him the truth from the jump. In my opinion, this was more about Sam wanting to avoid Jason's anger about her confiding in another man and sneaking around behind his back with this man that he asked her to stay away from. And Jason handled the news as well as he could. I mean, have Sam tell it, he was gonna rip up the apartment. His demeanor towards her didn't change until he realized that she lied about the baby having an appointment. She went to have Kelly run the DNA test and didn't tell him. Sam wanted Jason to dismiss all of that because dealing with this had been hard on her and she was trying to spare him pain. Jason again told her how he didn't want to be spared and couldn't understand why she left him out of something so important. Jason let her know that yes, I hate that Franco's my brother. I hate that he's the father of your baby. And I hate that you didn't include me in on this. It really hurt Jason that his wife didn't turn to him. Then he told her that what he hated most was that Sam had to deal with all of this alone. Even with all that they were now facing, Jason was still thinking about his wife, and there she stood, allowing him to believe yet another lie. If it hadn't been for Alexis sticking her nose in yet again where it doesn't belong, Jason might not have found out about McBain's involvement. Sam continued to flip the situation to make it seem like that Jason's only concern and his main issue was that Franco was the baby's father and he couldn't accept it. Yes, those are true facts, but Jason told her flat out.
Sam, this isn't about the baby. It's about you lying to me. It's about you shutting me out. Confiding in someone I specifically asked you not to. If you can't understand that, then there's nothing else to talk about.
Then the next day after he'd learned all of this, Sam wanted him to say for sure that he could love and help raise the baby. I really do wish that he would have told her yes. This is the part where I wish he would have shown unwavering support. Because even though I'm upset with Sam for lying to him, I get that she is a victim. And her biggest fear was that she would lose Jason over this. But what she doesn't understand is that by alienating him, that she slowly moved away from her husband on her own. She left him in the dark and then tried to come back and make it seem as though they could get through this together when she didn't include him in on this. I understand why Jason didn't tell her yes. He didn't want to lie to her about something that he didn't know for sure. I don't know why Sam thought that he would have this all worked out within one night. She had more time to sit with all of this. When Jason doesn't say what she wants to hear, she decides to move out. She inevitably decides to create more distance between them. Jason made no mention of leaving home. Sam brought it up. He didn't want her to leave, and he offered to be the one to go. Sam was the victim of something horrendous. But I do not give her a pass for shutting her husband out by lying and being deceitful while leaning on another man who was a fed that her husband asked her to stay away from. Yeah, I know, they kept running into each other, but she could have ran away as soon as she saw him. Both Jason and Sam made undesirable choices that year. And Sam hurt Jason just as much as he hurt her. That's why I don't understand why fans are just ready with their pitchforks to crucify Jason when it takes two to initiate the breakdown of communication within any relationship, and it was Sam who initiated it. Regardless of whether or not she's a victim, she still is responsible for her individual actions. In a way, it mirrors what's currently going on. Jason and Sam find themselves in yet another situation where they're the victims of something just awful. Sam handles things by not being truthful, which causes more heartache. And just like before, even with the sky falling, Jason's main concern is with Sam and her well-being. When Jason found out the truth all those years ago, he didn't leave his wife. But when Sam told Drew the truth, he bounced up out that penthouse super quick. Now going back to the present at the docks, Drew told Jason how Sam suffered from toxoplasmosis and how she shot Sonny. I'm glad that he does finally know about that. I do hope Jason and Sam can talk more about it at some point. As we all know, the disease showcased Sam's fears of losing Jason and that it was manifested into her seeing Sonny. It also showed that Sam knew something wasn't right between her and Jason. She even remarked afterwards that she didn't understand why their connection had failed. Jason told Drew that he makes Sam feel scared. There is truth to that. I mean, since when does Sam come running into a warehouse unannounced? I've seen her confidently strut into one to stand by her man, but she barged into the door in a panic. That is not Sam's MO. Now, there was truth in what Drew was saying. However, the tea he served was cold as hell. There was nothing hot and fresh about it. You can't burn no one with cold tea, and Jason wasn't shook by what he said in the slightest. He has already owned what he did and how he hurt Sam, and Jason took action to restore her faith in him and earn forgiveness. Drew standing there talking about, I don't know what Sam's telling herself now. Really? Sam is saying the same thing she's been telling you for over the last 2 years, that she loves Jason. Nothing about that has changed. I'm not sure why he thought that those feelings had suddenly evaporated now that he was Drew Kane. Yeah, right. At the PCPD after the fight, Drew dismissed the hell out of Sam, but not Jason. He wanted to make sure that she was okay. The woman he loves, the woman he wants. Sam, the man has said that he wants you. That even if you don't choose him, he'll miss you every day. But he'll be okay because you are. Ugh. What are you doing to my feelings? Jason, I love what you do and how you do it, because when you do it, it is done so well. Sam, I look forward to you getting your mind right, because the fact that you are still struggling over who to choose is some straight up foolishness. But I am proud of Sam. She's confident and she knows that she's doing the right thing by stepping back. She's admitted that she's done wrong and that she's confused. Rightfully so, because this is an insane situation. I'm just so excited that they finally had an extended, uninterrupted conversation. I have been waiting for this since Jason got back. I want more scenes like these. Sam can open up to Jason and he will listen to her even if what she's saying isn't what he wants to hear. Sam tried it with Drew and he walked away. They were a little playful and there were smiles when Jason told her that she'd be a coward if she didn't finish her coffee. The only thing that I did not like about these scenes was that there was a impending feeling all throughout that after they were over, we wouldn't see J-Sam together for a while. Which breaks my heart. Even Jason and Sam didn't want to get up and leave the moment. Some fans of Drew and Sam claim that their scenes were closure. We're really still on the closure train? Like, how many stops are we going to make on the road to closure? Wasn't it closure when Sam took off her ring on the docks? Wasn't it closure when Jason and Sam divorced? When she married Drew? Then somehow it was closure when she admitted to Jason that she never stopped loving him? All I see is that the door is slowly closing on Sam and Drew. To be honest, there was no door for them. Maybe a crack in the floor, but never a door. Plus, they reminisced about how they first met sitting in the very building where it started all those years ago and where it's starting again. Sam may have closed the most recent chapter in her life, but who was she sitting and sharing the moment with? But it's closure, right? I do look forward to seeing Jason in Sam's hotel room within the next few weeks. I hope it's because they come together to help Spinelli. Now, we have to talk about Sam and Drew's scenes today. It appears that the anger Drew had has subsided for the moment. Sam went by Aurora to say goodbye and let him know that she wanted to take the kids to get some time away, to breathe and to think. I hadn't even watched the scenes yet, but I saw on Twitter that fans were going in on Drew. Apparently, he is ready to separate their assets. What I am still trying to figure out is what is this life that he keeps talking about they built? And if you guys split up anything, you're only going to share what Jason has given Sam. Someone pointed out that he's a quartermain and there should be some inheritance that he gets. That's true. Where is it? Also, I don't understand why Drew hasn't thought of the fact that maybe he has money somewhere. You mean to tell me before he disappeared he didn't have a checking and savings account? Earlier in the storyline, I was mad, but now this is just downright funny because Sam...
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You played the hell out yourself. What, it's only been a day or so and Drew's already like, yeah, what we gonna do about the money? For right now, at least it seems as though he's not going to fight Sam for custody of Scout. However, I've seen some opinions that folks think that might change. I hope it doesn't, but I could see Drew, if he realizes Sam is getting close to Jason, that either out of spite or him saying genuine concern for Scout's life, that he would want his daughter away from him. All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching. As always, GHers, take care.